Hey, hello guys. This is the fourth video of my Python series. So today we will learn about loops in Python, how to use break and how to use continue, uh, how to write a function in Python, how to do the nesting of function. Okay, and I will be also going with the solution of previous practice question. So in my previous video, I have asked you a question to ask a user age and tell him whether he can vote or not. Okay, so we will try to solve this question in this video and then we will further proceed with the topic. Okay, so let's go ahead and see the solution for this problem statement. Okay, so I will say part 4. I have created a separate folder. Is in this folder I will create a file solution.py. Okay, now we will write the solution. So we want user age, so we will take a variable age and we will ask user to input their age. So we will write like enter your age. Okay, now whatever age user will enter, since it's a mathematical operation, and in my previous video we saw we can't do mathematical operation on integer, sorry, on string, so we will convert it to integer. So let me convert it to integer. So what will happen now, whatever age user will give, first it will be converted to int and will be stored in this age variable. Now we will take use of if statement. So if age is greater than equal to 18, then only a person can vote. So we want age to be 18 or more than 18. Okay, so we'll press colon and give our true statement. So we will print oh, you can vote. Okay, and else we will print sorry, you can't vote. Okay, now let's check this program and I will run this program. So just clear my terminal and I will run this Python file. So it's asking for age. Let's give like 15 years. It will say sorry, you can't vote. Then next again run this and enter something like 45 years and it will say wow, you can vote. So as you can see, this is the solution of the previous questions. Now we will go with continue with today's session and we will learn about Python and loop in Python. Okay, sorry, loops in Python. Okay, so first we will go to there are two type of loop in Python. So in Python we are having two kind of loop. So first one is while loop, and second loop is for loop. Okay, how do we write this loop? First, in the case of suppose say for, okay, we have to write for, then we get variable name. So I will tell what does it mean. We will give variable name. So let me write like this. I will simply write var. Okay, then I will say variable name. Then we say in is a keyword in Python, and then we generally give any range. So we will provide range and then we will give colon and then the statements which we want to execute. Okay, we'll see this in practical. In that way it will be more clear to you. So we use for function when we know how many times we want to run our loop. Suppose we want to run our loop 1 to 10 or up to 100 or up to 1000, where there is certain kind of infinity, so we know how much times we are going to run our loop. In that cases we generally use for loop. And there is again a loop, next kind of loop is this what we can say, while loop. So how to write a while loop? So just while, sorry, I will say, while. Okay, to write while, we write while, then we give the condition, then we give colon, okay, and then we write the statements. Okay, so we'll see this in practical. In that way it will be much clear to you guys. So let me start with the coding. Okay, so first we will go with for loop. Okay, for loop dot py. Okay, now suppose, consider a scenario, we have to print anything uh, 50 times or 100 times. Suppose I have to print my name 50 times. What I have to do? First approach will be like print and I will copy this and print like. So this is not a feasible solution. This is not good. Okay, here there is multiple times our code is repeating and it's too hectic. Suppose we have to print my name 1000 times. In this case this logic will not work. We can't do like this. Okay, so for solve this type of scenarios, Python has introduced loop. Okay, so let's write for loop. So we write for, then we give the name of the variable. I will explain. Okay, in we say range, and suppose we have to start our loop from 1 and we have to go to 10, so we will write 11, that is 10 plus 1. Okay, now we will print the value which is in I. Okay, now first run this code and see the output, then I will explain the code. Okay, so first let run this code. Okay, so as you can see, starting from 1, counting has been written till 10. Now how this code is executed, we will see here. Okay, so how this code is executed, we will see this. Okay, so first of all, what will happen when you write 4, it will check whether we are in range or not. Okay, and first it will initialize I with the first value of in this range function. So the first value is 1, so 1 will be assigned to this I variable. Okay, and then it will print this statement. So 1 will be get printed, then it will come to this range function again and it will increment I by 1, so that is 2, and 2 will be assigned to this I variable, and then print I will print the value, that is 2. Same thing will goes in loop until this upper limit does not exist. Okay, so it will go through this upper limit -1. Okay, so you have written 11, so excluding this value, that is 10. Okay, so this loop will be go up to 10. Okay, now let's suppose we want to print how many even numbers are there in 1 to, we can say, 50. Okay, so what we'll do, 1 to 50. So 1 to 50 I have to run the loop, so I will write 51 because it will the upper limit it is excluded, so it will go up to 50, and then I will make use of if statement. If I mod to, sorry, if I mod to equals 0. Okay, so what is the property of an even number? Property of even number is it will give 0 as remainder when it is divided by 2. So we are doing the same thing, we are dividing it by 2 and checking whether it's giving 0 as output or not. If 0 is the output, then we say print this number is even, yani I matlab I is even, we can say. Okay, and again it's a string, so we have to enclose it in quotes. Okay, or else will print I is odd. We can say I is odd. It's that simple. Okay, so now let's run our code and see the output. Control L. Okay, run my Python file. So you can see the output. Okay, so it says starting from 1 is odd, 2 is even, 3 is odd, 4 is even, 5 is odd. So you can see it's going and loop till 50. So we have given like till 50, so it's going up to 50. Okay, now let's take another example of for loop. Okay, so what we can say, you have to print table of 5. Okay, so table of 5 will begin from 5, of course, and it will go up to 50 to the 10th value, so that is 50, so that 51 is okay. And we need like each step will be have a difference of 5. So if you write the table of 5, so 5 1 is 5, 5 2 is 10, 5 3 is 15, each number is having a common difference of 5. So we will jump 5 steps at a time. Okay, and when we write print I, in this case what will happen, first see the output and then we will explain the code. Okay, so run Python code. You can say table of 5 is printed, 5 10 15. How this has been executed, let's see. So first it will initialize I with 5 and print 5. So 5 is printed, then it will go and increment 5 by this number is what, 5. So it will increment 5 by 5, that will become 10, and it will give this value to this I variable, that is again 10. So 10 will be printed, then 10 plus 5 is 15, then 20, then 30, then 35, then 40, 45, 50, and then the range excludes and it will come out of the loop. Okay, so this is a very simple coding to write multiplication tables of any number. Okay, so if you want, like if you want to print 11, so we'll say 111, and here we will say 11, and we'll save, Control L, and we'll just run this code. See, table of 11 is printed. Okay. Now we will see while loop. Okay, so it's similar than like it's similar, just there is slight different in syntax. So while loop dot py. Okay, now suppose I have a value n equal to 1. Okay, and y n is less than equal to 10. We are writing the code of printing 1 to 10 as we saw in for loop. We'll do it with while loop. So I am taking this condition. Okay, so when this condition is true, we will go print the value of n, and each time we have to increment n by 1. So we'll write n plus equal to, or we can write n equal to n plus 1. Both is having same meaning. So this we call shorthand operator. So you can also write like plus equal to 1. So this line mean this line. Okay, this is called shorthand operator. Okay, so let's delete this. So we are incrementing. Now how this loop will work? First of all, it will check. So this is entry control loop. Entry control loop means condition will be check at the time of entering in the loop. Okay, so first it will check n is less than 10. Yes, it is. It will print n and increment it by 1. So just run the code. Yeah, see, so 1 get printed, then it incremented by 1, then it will come 2. It check the condition, 2 is less than 10. Yes, it is. Then it print 2 and it go on till 10. So when it's 10, it add 1, make it 11. Now it will check 11 is less than equal to 10. No, it is not. So it will not go inside this loop and nothing will be printed. So we have only output like 1 to 10. Okay, so in Python we take while loop when there is no certainty or no limitation. We don't know how many times we want to run our loop. In that scenario we generally take what we can say while loop. So if you write true here, it will keep running. Why? Because it will never become false, and we call it infinite loop. Okay, so it will keep running. Okay, now let's see, take use of break and continue. So now we will see use of break and continue statement. So let me write a code for I in range 1 comma 11 will say, and we'll say suppose we don't want to print 5 in this. Okay, so what we don't want to print 5 in this statement, so we'll say if I equals 5 continue. Okay, and we will just print the value print I. Okay, print I. Now run this and see the output. So as you can see, it's printing 1 2 3 4 5 is not getting printed. Why? What is happening? First, 1 is assigned to variable, 1 got printed, it checked 1 equals 5, no, so it come and print the number. It happens till 4. When this I become 5, it checks if I equal 5, yes it is, so it will just skip that below codes. So what is written below this continue will be skipped for that iteration. Okay, only for that iteration. Okay, so it will go and just increment the value by 1, that becomes 6, and from 6 all the values you can say as printed. So continue is used when we want to skip only for a certain value. We don't want to come out from the loop, we don't want to break the loop. Okay, but if we write break here, it will come out of the loop. What does it means? Control L and run the code. See, loop only get printed till 4. What happened? When it became 5, it checked 5 equal to 5, yes it is, then it's break the loop. Breaking the loop means coming out of the loop. Okay, so it will come out the loop and nothing will be get printed after 4. So this is the basic difference between continue and break statement. Okay, hope I am able to explain well what is the difference between continue and break. Now let's go and let's learn about Python function. Okay, so what is the use of a function? Okay, so I will write func.py. Okay, so function are the set of instructions, okay, we want to execute to perform a certain task. Suppose we have to we want a function to tell us whether the given number is even or not. So what is the syntax of writing a function? We write def stand for definition, then the name of the function. Okay, so name of the function, suppose anything, suppose hello, we write, and then braces, small braces, semicolon, and then the statements for the function. So it should be in the proper indentation. If you write something, suppose I write print hello. Okay, now I have written, okay, now we will call hello function, hello, we'll call hello. Okay. So in this way you can write a function, and to call that function, to use that function, you have to take the name of the function with the braces. Okay, so it will say simply run and it will say hello. So what will happen? Our compiler will see this name of the function and it will search here. Okay, the interpreter will search here and it will see, yes, there is a function name with hello. What is written inside the function, it will go and check and it will see print hello is written, so it will run hello. Okay, so let's make some meaningful functions, like we want to check whether a number is even or not. Okay, so for that we can say def even odd. You can give any name, I am just giving. Okay, and we will take number as a input. Okay, so same logic, if n mod 2 equals 0. Oh sorry, this is num, this is not n, we have taken num. Okay, so num, so it will say return return even, or else we want to return odd. Now how this function is working, so first let me call this function. To call a function, we can also call a function in print statement. So in print we will write even odd, and even odd takes a number. So you can see in definition we are getting, it will take any number. Okay, so I will say, for example, give it 8. Okay, now just run this code and we will run this code and see the output. Okay, run python file, control L. Okay, so it is running like even. Okay, now how this function is being executed? In print, when our interpreter go to print this line, this will saw here is a function called with number 8. So it will assign the 8 value to this num variable, and we can check this num. We can do certain operation with this num here. So num mod 2 equals 0. So in this case it will print even, because the answer is it's give reminder at 0. 8 is even number, so it will return even. Okay, suppose we take 9 or some other number, suppose we take 11 and run this code. Now what will happen, it will be assigned to num. It will check whether it's giving reminder 1 or not. So it's giving the reminder of 1, so it will fail. If condition will fail, and our code will come here and it will return odd. So in case of even, our code will not come here, because it will return from here only. Return simply means return from here, don't execute the below lines. So it will don't execute this odd function, as we saw in our previous case, only even got printed. Okay, so this is how we write a function in Python. Okay, Python is having some built-in functions. So suppose we are having my let's take any name, a equal to Jack. Okay, now suppose there is a very lengthy string. Okay, and we want to calculate the length of this string. So Python is having a inbuilt function, we'll use that. So the function name is len a. Okay, now when we will run this code, 19 get printed. It means there are 19 letter in this string. Okay, so this is an inbuilt function. We have not defined this function in our code, still it's working, because Python have a collection of commonly used functions like max, like length. There are many functions which is inbuilt in Python. Max, min, kind of many function is there. Okay, so to see the inbuilt function in Python, you can import built-in. Okay, we can import built-in, and dir, if we want to information about anything, any package or library, we use dir function. So dir, if we say built-ins, so what will happen, let's run this. It will list all the inbuilt function of Python. So we have seen some of the functions already. We have seen id, we have seen input, we have seen int, there is max, there is min, there is range function we have saw. So there are many functions that is written by Python itself. Okay, and all this function is stored in this directory, which is in this package, which is built-ins. So that's why when printing built-ins, it's displaying all the inbuilt functions. Okay, so you can explore this. You can go to import built-ins and you can explore the different functions with Python. Okay, so in some cases there might be a scenario where we have to write a function under a function, so that is called nesting of function. How to do that? Let's see. So we have a function called, suppose, outer. Okay, outer, and under this there is again we will write a function name inner, or you can give any name. I'm just giving a relevant name. I'm trying to give a relevant name, and we'll print something. Print hello. Okay, now when we will call this outer function, what will happen? So save it, clear the terminal, and run this code. Okay, what is happening? Oh, we have not called inner function, so we have to call the inner function. Okay, now run this code. See, hello gets printed. So how it is, how the code is executing? So first the interpreter saw the outer function is, we are trying to call outer function. It will check whether outer function is written here or not. So yeah, outer function is already written here, so it will call this function. Again it will say, in this function we have called a function name of inner, so it will look for a function name inner. It will search for a function name inner. So here it get a inner function, and in this inner function print hello is written. So print hello gets printed. So how the flow runs? It will go to the outer. In outer it will call inner function. When it call inner function, it will go to the inner function and print the statement under the inner function. Okay, now okay, so in this video we have learned about loop in Python. We saw the use of break and continue, then we saw how to write a function in Python, then we saw nesting of Python. Okay, so here is a practice question for you guys. You have to write a function to do to ask user age, and again the voting scenario same as the previous question. So you have to ask for the age and decide whether they can vote or not. Okay, so that's all for today. Bye bye.